What's going on, guys? It's King Schmuck, and today we're going to be starting a new series called Run My Kingdom With Me, where basically I showcase some of the highlights of what running a kingdom looks like, and basically give some advice and tips to those who haven't been in this role, and just really showcase the behind the scene for players who just play for fun and don't really get involved with kingdom politics. The idea came to mind when I realized it was really time consuming to be a king and a YouTuber, and basically running the kingdom will take a lot of my time off recording and the YouTube schedule. So I thought to myself, why don't I just record my progress and get some of my YouTube audience involved in the kingdom politics and showcase how it's run. That way I can give you guys some content and value, and in turn you can give me some feedback on what you think and maybe help me out when it comes to making difficult decisions or just decisions in general. Before we get into this episode, I just want to give a huge shout out to all the schmucksters that showed up on the giveaway. We had an extremely large audience on the date of the giveaway. It was a bit of a shambles at first, but we actually went through it and it went really well. We had over 200 players in the chat at one point, and the majority of the time I couldn't even read the chat properly because of just how fast the messages were popping up. So finally I can tick box this from my bucket list. Anyways, congratulations to the winners to the giveaway. The winners of the $100 bundle and the $50 bundle were announced during the live stream. $50 giveaway, spin. Who's that? Hank Williams. Well done to brother Hank Williams, guys. W's in the chat for Hank. W's in the chat for Hank. All right. Well done, Hank. That's for the $50 one. Well done to Tomu's, guys. Well done. W's in the chat for Tomu's. Okay, he won the $100. I know you guys, some of you are disappointed, but we have to show some love, guys. We will do this once more. Obviously, you know, in another series we'll try to do this once more. You heard that right, guys. We will be doing another giveaway in the future. I could just rerun it again for KVK 3 or maybe something else that's quite challenging. So don't be upset if you've missed out. Just join my Discord and subscribe just so that you're up to date. Now, to officially start this video, I'm going to give you guys some context on the type of kingdom that me and my very good friend are currently running. This was a heavily populated Imperium kingdom in KVK 2 with almost 4 completely full alliances full of activity, and over just one KVK 2, 2 of the 4 alliances turned into farm alliances, and more than 50% of the players migrated, including the previous leadership. This is the point where my friend and I took full control of the kingdom and decided to rebuild it and prepare it for KVK 3. Hopefully you can learn a thing or two from this series. It will include all aspects of leading a kingdom, including any mistakes or drama that I encounter for KVK 3, but the main point is to have fun, run the kingdom, and make content for you guys. So without further ado, let's kickstart episode 1 of the series. Okay, so the first thing that we did was get to know the kingdom, organize kingdom meetings, understand how previous leadership ran everything, made new leadership, promoted players into leadership, demoted players from leadership, find out who owns all of these alliances in Zone 2, get to know the history behind the kingdom, understand many internal affairs, get into and have internal affairs, and finally we were left with this kingdom structure. Now, I understand that it does look like not much has changed and it's still me and my friend Azura running the whole show, but at least we got a better understanding of the previous leadership structure and what we have to do to fix it moving forward. The number one thing that is the foundation of all kingdoms is to have a solid council running the show behind the scene, and we're slowly working towards that. We'll need people with the same mindset and the same goal for the kingdom for it to happen. We'll update you on this later on as we make more progress throughout the videos. So on to the next topic. An important part of leading a kingdom, especially one that is going into KVK 3, is to control the seed of the kingdom by expelling deadweights and zeroing players that don't contribute to the kingdom. Now, I know this may sound harsh, but if you have 2 months of KVK and you literally contribute nothing while others are fighting and spending their resources and speed ups, then you're simply just leeching, and to put it quite bluntly, you're useless in the kingdom and you're not needed. Now for this to work, you need to scan the kingdom using a program that scans the kills and the deaths of the top 300 in power in the kingdom before any fighting happens, so just after you enter KVK, and then after the fighting you do a scan to basically compare the progress that was made from the beginning of KVK and the very end of KVK. If the progress was very low and there was low contribution, by calculation you're considered a deadweight in the kingdom, and if you have low kills and low deaths, then you are also considered a deadweight in the kingdom. After doing our scans, we obviously gave the deadweights a deadline to leave the kingdom due to their extremely low contribution. Many who were on that list migrated before the deadline, but there were a few that stayed. Actually, there was over 50 cities that stayed. So a very harsh reality is that we will have to basically zero those cities, and the reason why is because they're in the top 300 power in the kingdom, so they have some type of influence in our KVK matchmaking. So we basically got to work, started zeroing over 50 cities in a span of 3 hours, and we managed to get the majority of the cities out the way, and now we're down to the last 5 or 6 who managed to escape and hide in bubbles. This is what the scan looks like when using the program. It gives the kill points, deaths, the types of units killed for each player, as well as their governor ID, alliance, and their current power. These scans are done by my friend Azura, and basically a leaderboard was created to ensure both active T5s and T4s were rewarded greatly with their contributions in our previous KVKs. And this brings me to my next topic. In order for us to have contributions for our next KVK, we need to create a system like this. Now in every kingdom you need some sort of system to reward players as well as punish some deadweights. For us we choose the most common system, which is the DKP system, also known as the Dragon Kill Point system. Basically it's a very common way to track progress in the kingdom and fish out any deadweights as well as reward some dedicated fighters in the kingdom. This system is a bit different in almost every kingdom, and it may take some time to set up and get used to, but usually it's multiple Excel sheets with formulas and forms that help with your DKP calculation. Essentially the DKP system calculates your power, and basically based off that it gives you a particular kill point goal to achieve in that particular KVK, and if you meet it you're basically pulling your weight correctly and it's safe to stay in the kingdom, as well as get rewarded with additional points you've received. If you fail to meet this goal, however, you are at risk of getting expelled from the kingdom or paying a fine for not pulling your weight, and if you basically refuse to migrate or pay the fine, you are at risk of getting 0. Some players love it, some players hate it, but you kind of have to deal with it in most kingdoms nowadays, especially if you're playing in a kingdom that wants to win their KVK. This is what my previous kingdom used for DKP, and it was on a website that players can easily access and use to buy rewards like MGE positions, trophies, or resources. And in my new kingdom, which is 73, it's basically the same thing, or almost the same thing, but it's automated via Discord, and it looks a lot smoother and it's a lot easier to operate and use, and I think players like it this way. In this day and age where most Rise of Kingdoms players use Discord, it's a lot easier to operate your DKP and view your gold using the available Discord bots. In the next few videos, I'm going to be covering diplomacy for KVK 3, manipulating seeds, dealing with troublesome players, and a few other important things when leading a kingdom. Now I can't fit all these things in one video, so I thought let me just separate the sections as the series carries on. We're 15 days away from entering KVK 3, so expect more action, more streams, more videos from myself, and again don't forget to subscribe and join my Discord to keep up with my content. I have been away for a while now because I've been on holiday, but I will be making more content very soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.